Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Polygon Matic, whose current price stands at the $0.9286 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 0.73%. and in this video I want to give you the short-term and the long-term scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the EBOOK structures, the Fibonacci's, and also draw out any key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And allow me to kickstart the video by giving you a brief of what has been happening here on the Polygon Matic chart. You can see that from these low prices that we had been trading within, Polygon Matic saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that I'm terming as a higher EBOOK count 1 to the upper side, and after making it to an all-time high at around the $2.96 mark, we have been seeing a bit of a corrective structure over here in the formation of a higher EBOOK count 2, and right now there are chances that we might have seen the low for this higher EBOOK count 2, and whatever we are seeing right now in this bounce over here might be the start of that impulsive movement to the upper side in the formation of a higher EBOOK count 3. Then expect a wave 4 before we continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 5 to the upper side, and sketching out a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of this wave 3 by connecting the trend based Fibonacci from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the Fibonacci's to the low of that second wave, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at the Fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $5.0042 mark, and that is the minimum that I would expect this wave 3 to the upper side to do in the next bull market, and that gives me the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out here on the Polygon Matic chart. And jumping to the 4-hour chart for further analysis, here on the 4-hour chart you can see I have this EBOOK structure in blue, which is a fractal wave within that higher EBOOK count 3 that I have shown you on the daily chart, where I believe this wave 5 to the upper side will be completing the formation of that higher EBOOK count 3 to the upper side. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this EBOOK structure, using the trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of this first wave over here, because you can see within the formation of this wave 1 I have fractal waves in formation, which I have represented in this EBOOK structure in yellow, and connecting the Fibonacci's from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the Fibonacci's to the high of that wave 3. That gives me a minimum target area at the Fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $1.2435 mark, and that is the target area that you have fully maximized in the formation of this higher EBOOK count 1 to the upper side over here. And now my primary scenario is that we're in the formation of this wave 2, and that is what I want to base my analysis on here in this video. And within a wave 2, which is a corrective wave, we also expect to see an ABC corrective structure, and that's why we have this wave A, then a wave B, then we have continued pushing low in the formation of a wave C. And using a trend based Fibonacci, we can sketch out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of this wave C, which should fully maximize the formation of that wave 2 to the lower side. And I just need to connect the Fibonacci's from the high of that wave A to the low of the wave A, then dragging the Fibs to the high of that wave B, and that gives me a minimum target area at the Fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $0.32 mark, and that is the minimum that I'm expecting that wave 2 to the lower side to do. And it's not a must that we fully maximize the Fib level 1.618. We can make our low in the formation of this wave 2 between the $0.64 mark and the $0.32 mark. In between there we can make our low, and then see a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of that wave 3 to the upper side. And getting a little bit into the formation of this wave C over here, if I jump to the 1-hour chart, within the formation of that wave C we are seeing an EBOOK structure in formation within that wave C, where I have this as the first wave to the lower side, then this might be a second wave to the upper side, then I'm expecting a wave 3, then a wave 4, and then a wave 5 to fully maximize that the formation of this wave C, and also complete the formation of that wave 2 to the lower side. And getting a minimum retracement area to the upper side in the formation of this wave 2, I can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the high of that wave 1 to the low of the wave 1, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the Fib level 0.618 and the Fib level 0.5, which perfectly lies between the $0.96 mark and and the 1.01 dollar mark, and that is the minimum that I would expect that retracement to the upper side in the formation of this wave 2 to do. And for that to play out, we can first manage to break out of this channel that we are trading over here, and in case that happens, then I would expect Polygon Matic to continue pushing higher, manage to break above the key area of resistance at around the 0.95 dollar mark, see a retest of that key area of resistance, and once that plays out, then we can make our high within this target area in the formation of that wave 2, then expect an impulsive movement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 3. And there are chances that in case we break out of the channel to the lower side and continue pushing even lower, there are chances that we might have seen the high for this wave 2 at around the 0.94 dollar mark. So I'll have to adjust my Elliot wave count, having that high at around the 0.94 dollar mark as the high for that wave 2, then expect an impulsive movement to the lower side in the formation of that wave 3, which might lose the key area of support at around the 0.78 dollar mark. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. Also taking a look at the indicators here on the 1 hour chart, on the RSI we are trading at around the 65 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upper side before we get into the overbought region. Also taking a look at the MACD, on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices are coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.